There we go. Mr. Mitch, good morning. You're first. Second morning? Well, the Wi-Fi was on, so I had to shut it off. Oh yeah, well, I'm always first then. The dynamic duo are working today. Smile and Mild. Other than that, what's going on? I want to hear what's going on with you guys. I'll get into what's going on with me in a few minutes. Before I start, I gotta say thank you to all my Patreon patrons, members of my website, and well, thank you. Thank you for liking my stream or liking whatever. I want to say thank you to everybody because you guys are the ones who make it possible, and you're the ones who are making it possible for me to go to Hong Kong, and for you guys are the ones who made it possible for me to take the last trip. I want to give a special shout out to Carl. Carl, I think you're back in Phnom Penh now, comfortable, or Siem Reap. That's where you are, Siem Reap. I met with Carl. Nice guy, and this is his first big journey outside of the U.S. So very interesting to talk to somebody like that, because like for me, it's just like I go down the street here in Thailand, it's not a big deal, but for some people, it's like, oh wow, I got on a motorcycle, in a motorcycle taxi, or I took a boat taxi or whatever, So it's kind of interesting. Also, I have to say thank you to Manscaped. Because Manscaped, their products are just awesome. And I'm not just saying that. I actually mean it. I'm not BSing. But you know what? I'm going to wait another minute or two and let some people come in because, yeah, I think we need more than just a few people to continue this stream. We need more than that. I got my Manscaped shirt on. Your balls will thank you. And my balls do thank Manscaped. Seriously. What's going on with the weather and everything here, huh? Because it's nice out right now, but it seems like it's going to get pretty hot very soon. Yeah. 31 degrees Celsius. Hey, kangaroo, what's happening? 89 degrees, fair, partly cloudy, high at 93. A little too much information, but yeah, I don't understand that. You know. UV index 5 of 10. I don't usually look on my computer, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to rain. It did rain a little bit yesterday. I don't see a cloud in the sky right now. Quite nice out. Let's see here. Oh, I know what I wanted. I wanted to see what the pollution index right now is in Bangkok. And also 82, moderate. It's a little bit high. Gennaro, what's happening? And then what was I going to look up? Oh, the baht is just killing the dollar right now. It was down to like 30.26. Now it's 30.31, which is dog shit. But you know what? Let's talk about Manscaped. I got the Manscaped T-shirt. Don't know if you can read it. It also has on the back, Manscaped, your balls will thank you, which is great. I think it's awesome because my balls do thank them. Oh yeah, it's doing us really dirty. But you know, they sent me some products. I got some products before. They sent me some products, and I'm going to show them to you. First of all, I got this. This is the Shed. It's the Shed. It's quite nice, this bag. Heavy duty, very nice. I like this. We can consider this a little review here. So I've already talked about the fact that I have, I have this, which is Crop Cleanser Body Wash. Hey, smells great. You feel real clean afterwards. I used some this morning. Good stuff. Then you got the, where's this one? We'll use that one last. We got the Crop Reserver, which is ball deodorant, because we all know that we need deodorant on our balls. And then when you need a little pick-me-up, a little spritz, you get the Crop Reviver, which is, it's known as ball toner. I love it. And it does actually make you feel better. You wouldn't think so, but you know, a little spritz and you're like, wow, it's pretty good stuff. Now I'll get into this right here, and I have not used this yet. This is Foot Duster. This is, and somebody was asking me about fungus the other day, which, you know, I wasn't sure why they were coming to me for info on fungus. I'm not a doctor. But this is an antifungal foot deodorant. I'm going to need to put my glasses on here. Antifungal foot deodorant for gentlemen. Every refined, oh wait, no, this is their philosophy. After a shower or anytime your feet feel funky, spray a generous amount onto feet. Let air dry for 30 seconds before putting on your footwear, which I'll get to footwear in a moment, because thanks to you guys and thanks to Bangladesh and Vietnam and Hong Kong, things are taking a little bit of a turn for the better on my channel, which is, all I can say is it's been a long time coming. But slowly but surely things are getting better. So I'm going to use this when I go home. I'm gonna put some on because I don't plan on taking a shower. I gotta go home. I gotta do some errands here. Then I gotta go home. Actually, I got my helmet in my bag. I'm gonna take it to one of the places in the mall, and they'll put on the letters that say press on my helmet. Yeah, that is, I mean, listen, I'm just barely starting to creep ahead, which is a good thing. I'm not to the point where I'm going, oh, what am I going to do now? I'm not in one of those positions. Well, if you're going to do that, and like I said, I will put up a little link. I should have done it beforehand, but I didn't. Well, doesn't have to do with ad revenue. Believe me, the ads, for the most part, the ad revenue is not increasing. It's decreased to the point where it's absolutely shit from YouTube. I mean, it's decreased from, say, we'll say from, well, how many percent would that be? By about 90%. So, but, you have the foot thing, and then, if that wasn't enough, I'm going to make sure I got everything here. We have this little bag, and inside, it's not going to come open easy because I made it that way. They made it that way, and I made sure that it was closed, and nothing's going to fall out. So, but they also have this. Shit, I got to take a look here. Something here. You got the body trimmer. You got the mower. This is called the mower. And if you look at the top here, this is for shearing your nether regions, trimming yourself. But you can use it in other places. You got all these little doodads here, whatever they call them. You slap them on here, right? You put them on. I'm not going to put them on, but you put them on here. Very, very easy. They clip right on. I guess I will put them on. And then if you're one of the hairy ones, I know this is called Manscaped, but like maybe you want to use this on your chick if she's a little bushy. Oh, really? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know because I don't really listen to the radio, but then you just charge it up. Very, very nice. You need the perfect tool for your jewels. Nick your sack, send it back. If you want to buy a razor, nick your sack, send it back. That's the money back guarantee. Very good. And I like this one right here. Jono to help. No, no, I'm not like one of these really hairy guys like down there. I'm not like down there where I get where you couldn't find your way out of there. I'm not like one of those kind of guys. But my chest and my face tend to be quite hairy. So yeah. And the thing is that you can get 20% off of this stuff. I'm going to put the code down below, but you can just go to manscaped.com and then use the code Malin20 and you get 20% off of the stuff, which is a great deal. It's very, very good. They have the perfect, what I got was the perfect package kit, which includes the best-selling lawnmower body trimmer. This is the 2.0, so this has been improved, okay? And like I said before, you always need the right tools for the job. And I'll be honest, when I'm out there sweating my ass off, I'm a sweaty dude. I've always sweat. Even when I was a kid, I used to sweat. My mother used to tell the teachers I remember it was like first grade, second grade. My mother told the teacher, please let him go and get drinks whenever he needs it because he'll get dehydrated because he sweats so much, because he's sweaty. and I'm still very sweaty. And I forget who it was, but somebody came up and put their hand on my back, like they were putting their arm around me, and they said, I think it was Jono, and he goes, "Oh man, you're sweaty," or maybe it was Lori. I don't remember, but I was like, "Yeah, well, you know, it's freaking 90 degrees out and 75% humidity. I sweat a little bit." So while I'm not the sweatiest guy down there, I don't get real funky. It always helps to have a little something extra. And, you know, the wife likes the way the body wash smells. And she's impressed with it. So, you know, what else can I say? Anyway, so, you know, that's good. You can get it right online. Like I said, I'll put the link down there. This is excellent. I'm anxious to use the foot duster. Not that I have fungus on me feet. Water, alcohol dense, Saccharomyces, ferment, blah blah blah, coconut oil, yeah, all kinds of stuff. I'm sure that your friends will get the razor for the wives, so that they make sure they can do a nice little trim, and maybe you get a little airport strip, maybe you get an arrow. I don't know what they trim down there, you know, but I'm assuming that, you know, this won't nick the flaps. Nick your flaps, send it back. How did I get into this? Oh man. All right. Well, so let's get into things a little bit here, because I only got so much time's a wasted, and we don't want to waste any time, because I got a lot of things to do in the next week or so. One of these days I'll get around to making some videos. Just haven't had time, and like I said before, my Final Cut Pro doesn't work with Catalina, which means I need to buy. Well, this one was put on at you know, one of the shops. I don't know. I'm going to say that it's probably not an authentic version, because once this new Catalina came out, the Catalina operating system for Mac came out, it no longer works. So I'm going to have to get another one, and you know, and I'm really used to that one. I know how to edit on it and everything. So I'm leaving on the, well, how many days? 9 days? 8 days. 8 days and I'm out of here. So I'm leaving, what, next week? What's today? Wednesday? Today's a holiday. It's Chulalongkorn Day. Is that what it is? Yeah. Chulalongkorn Day. My wife and kids are home, and I was actually thinking about going out and taking a walk, but then I thought, I don't feel like going out there and sweating my ass off and then coming here or going somewhere else and walking in and being all sweaty and stinky. So that's why I didn't do that. Now, I have to say, like I said, there's some progress. A little progress has been made. Let me show you here. Yes, I did get a word back from Ko Chang, which is very good. But let me. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to step it back. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. I don't feel like spending the time to do it. I'd rather I'll go right back into the same shop that I got the Final Cut Pro and have them install another one, or I'll find it or whatever. And if I have to, I'll buy the authentic one. But I don't want to. It's $300 fucking bucks. I can do a lot with $300 in Hong Kong or elsewhere. And you know, Hong Kong is not the end all. Hong Kong is just one place, but Hong Kong is a very important place right now. But let me show you something I talked about, and the other day I went, there are the new shoes. And no, they're not Nikes. Nike doesn't even sell socks in this mall. For whatever reason, they don't even sell socks, which I find interesting. That they used to sell socks, now they don't sell socks. Adidas sells socks. They're 200 baht for a decent pair. which is about $6.70. But I looked around for the shoes, and I was like, maybe I'll just get these cheap ones. Maybe I was gonna get the cheap ones or whatever. I thought, these are like 2,800 baht, which is, that's about what, $80? No, it's about $90, which that's cheap for a pair of halfway decent walking or running shoes. And so I'm thinking about it, and I thought, you know what? I'm not ready. So I went and had some lunch yesterday and sat down and started thinking about it. And I thought, well, I'll just wait. And then I thought, you know what? I need these shoes because my feet hurt. And while while I'm thrifty, frugal, and I don't particularly like spending that much money unless I have to, seriously, like on a hotel, if you're gone for 10 days, you got to spend the money. You don't have a choice unless you're staying with a friend. And with shoes, I've been using those shoes for years, and they are just completely gone, and they hurt my feet. My feet hurt all the time, and my feet feel really good in these today. So anyway, I sat down, I was thinking about it. I thought, I'm going to go and look at all of them again and just one by one eliminate the shoes. So I eliminated all the ones that were like 6,500 baht, which is like $210. And here, let's look at, she just looked over here. She's trying to speak English to me today. That's $210, and they were 20% off. And I'm like, I'm still not spending that much. It's too much. I eliminated all the top tier, and some of them, there were some shoes that were $250, $270. They were quite a bit, and I was like, fuck that. I'm not, there's no way in hell that I'm going to buy these shoes. So I eliminated all the top tier shoes. And then I saw that, I went to New Balance, I went to Adidas. I didn't go to Nike because I don't want to buy Nike. So I go over and I'm looking at the Asics, and they had some good shoes there, and they had some that were like 2,800 baht, and they were on sale like 20% off. I was like, hey, that means what, 2,240? That's about $70. So I'm like, all right, $70 for a pair of shoes, that's reasonable. But the problem with those shoes is that the soles were hard. They were more of a walking shoe, but a walking shoe where you're basically walking around, you're going shopping at the mall. They're not a walking shoe where you walk for 15, 20 miles. I'm like, I don't really like these. I like the price, but I don't like them. So then I found these shoes, which were 4,700 baht, which is it's almost $150. And I was like, oh, they're 30% off. So that brings it down to $100. And then they were another 12.5% off because of the M card. So that was like $15. So these shoes are like $85, and I was thinking $70, but $85, and they're the what are they called? Asics Cumulus 20, which I think they're probably they're getting ready to come out with another model, which is why they were on sale. So anyway, for $85, I got myself a good pair of shoes. To me, they feel great. So hopefully they'll last for a while. And then, in the near future, if I can get another pair, and I'll just alternate them so that maybe they'll last twice as long. We'll see. But I feel good about going to Hong Kong, and I got a decent pair of shoes. I'm not going to be walking around on my feet. My feet are already going to be hurting, but I'll use the foot duster, so I'll make sure I don't get any fungus going on down there. And then wear these things, I should be happy. So I got my ticket. I have the ticket. Tentatively scheduled to stay for a lot of people say that, and when I worked in boxing, I used to get people the shoes used to fall off the truck somewhere, and I used to get somebody'd hand me one or two pairs, Will these fit you? Yeah, yeah, they fit me. Boom. I'd have one or two pairs of Asics. And then, you know, a couple months later, I'd get another pair or two. And then, you know, I ended up having like 8 pair. And then by the time I had like 8 pair, the first 2 or 3 were starting to go bad. They were getting really old and used up. And a couple of years ago, they finally crapped out. You know, they just, you know, they're worn in, worn out. Just like the ones, my Nikes that I have back at my house. So anyway, the shoes, that's a good thing. I got the ticket, got my hotel reserved. Hotel's 7,300 baht for 10 nights. So that's about $24 a night, which is actually cheaper than the last place that I stayed at. So you can't beat it. I'm pretty happy about that. And we'll see, but if I can stay longer, I will. Or perhaps I'll go back. I don't know. I may go back for the elections. But we'll have to see. We'll see how things are going there. Things got a little dicey this past week. You know, they're not, the Hong Kong government and the Hong Kong police are not making any friends by blasting a mosque with blue dye, with water with blue dye in it. They're not making any friends. And if they really want to get themselves into trouble, then they just need to continue doing things like that, because it's not the brightest move. Oh, let me see something here. I knew there was something I was going to talk about. I don't know if anybody knows this, but, you know, somebody in power here, I'm not going to say who it is, has a concubine. However, she was stripped of her title, of her official title. Shit. Hang on a sec, I got to sneeze. Yeah, look at that. There we go. She was stripped of her official title. It says, months after her rare appointment, she was stripped because of accusations that she was disloyal to the crown and attempted to rise to the level of queen. Anyway, so I guess no more concubine title. You know, for what that's worth. I'm looking at a picture here where she's in a fighter jet. She looks a pretty good looking, pretty good looking woman. Let's see what else. For you Aussies out there, apparently the Tasmanian tiger has been spotted 80 years after it was thought to have gone extinct, which I always think is great, you know. What else? Oh, I like the fact, I don't know if anybody saw this. Oops. I don't know if anybody, what was this? This guy, Dennis Prager, is promoting a new film, No Safe Spaces, which I think is fantastic. And he actually said, this was some interview on Fox where he was saying that there are actually colleges that have stuffed animals and cookies, and they're playing like videos of little kittens being petted and meowing and being cute, so that when people feel triggered, they can go into that room and they can relax and calm down. And I'm like, what the why are they spending any money at all to do that shit? People need to fucking buck up, Buttercup. I mean, even now, my mother and father give me shit sometimes. I mean, not very much. They don't give it to me as much as when I was a kid, and I deserved it. But even now, they'll be like, stop whining, stop complaining. You know, I get that. But when I was young, it used to be like, you know. Grow a sack. Be a little tougher, you know. Don't be so sensitive. So I think it's pretty funny that he made a movie. Visit nosafespaces.com or get your tickets. Where's it playing? In Arizona or something? Where is it? Does it say? Doesn't really matter for most of us anyway, but in Phoenix, yeah. So that's pretty interesting. And then you got all these protests. Grow a sack. Grow a sack and trim it with Manscaped, and you won't have to send it back because you're not going to nick your sack. Don't nick your sack and don't send it back. Ugh. What is this? Wow. Anyway, so that's kind of what's going on with the news, with the sack. Well, you know, we forever have a subject aside from poo to discuss. Now all I need is to get sponsored by Lori's, what is that stuff? She gave me this little bottle of stuff. It's called, I think it's called One Drop. Let me see. I wonder if that's what it's called. One Drop. Yeah, One Drop before you go. Well, imagine that. You know, like, I look at it like this. Hey, if you guys want to be just nothing but a bunch of big pussies, then why don't you just ask a bunch of people to come in and take over our government and tell us what to do, and then see how much you get to whine and cry. Because they're going to be telling you to shut the fuck up. Shut up, you big babies. All right. There's some stuff called One Drop. I think that's what it's called. That Lori gave me. It's before, since we're talking about all kinds of private stuff. Before you take a dump, you put like 2 or 3 drops of this stuff in. You just put 2 or 3 drops in the toilet water, and it neutralizes the smell of your dump, which it does make it better. There are times when you really don't smell much at all. And there are times when, you know, if you took a really gnarly one, it takes the edge off. Because I'm constantly telling my kid, did you use the drops? Did you use it? You didn't leave them down here. You've got them. I didn't use them. I'm like, no wonder the whole house stinks. You know, I'm constantly giving them a hard time. Hey, potential sponsor, One Drop. You never know. That would be pretty funny, though. I'd have a sponsor for your sack to make sure that your what is it? What's the deal? The perfect tools for your family jewels, because your balls are going to thank you. And I'd have this One Drop before you go. I get the best of the best, baby. You know, this is stuff. This is brilliant stuff, though, because, you know, all men have, well, almost all men have nuts. Hey, Lori. And all people have to take a dump. And so, Lori, I was just talking about how maybe the next sponsor is, I think it's called One Drop. The stuff, those drops you gave me. I don't have to listen to my family bitching and moaning if I take a dump, because I just put a couple drops in the toilet before I go. And then I purposely will give them a hard time and say, did you use the drops? And they'll say, you didn't leave them downstairs, so we couldn't use them. And I'm like, I know you didn't use them. You should have asked me. The undercarriage. One of the smellier areas of the human body. The nether regions. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, you know, the kids, one of the kids I think used it once, and he was like, yeah, you know, it doesn't smell as bad. And I'm like, Yeah, I like this shirt, huh? Your balls will thank you. Manscaped, your balls will thank you. One drop, all those around you will thank you. Oh, man. So, let's see here. I'm hemming and hawing. Yeah, it is pretty funny. I've been I'm really, I need to get this vest because the vest that I have was one that I bought at the spur of the moment over there in Hong Kong, and it cost like, $1.50 or something. Let me tell you something there, Longhorns. It does help considerably. There's a little bit of a chemical smell, just a little bit, but it's good. No, I mean, I just basically jumped on a motorbike and came over here, and I rushed over here to get here at 8:30 so I could have this little spot, which I like. And I don't think, most people are not looking. In fact, I know that that like my wife has said, if I was looking at somebody's shirt, she'll say, don't look at their shirt. I'm like, I'm reading their shirt. It's not polite. Don't do that. So I don't think the girls here at Starbucks are worried about that. They're not going to ask me, what will my balls thank you for? What are my balls going to thank you for? I don't think that they are really thinking about that. You never know, but I mean, I don't think so. They're not thinking about my saggy old nutsack. Although it's not that saggy. Anyway, I've been looking on Lazada and on Amazon, and I called all kinds of places about getting a respirator, a full face respirator. Every place I called here that sells them says, oh, you've got to have a license. And I'm like, now that's a bunch of bullshit. But a half mask is okay. So I can get a half mask in 1 or 2 working days. But the half mask is not as good as the full mask. But you can be a little more mobile in it. They both have their advantages and disadvantages. I can get a full mask from Amazon, but let me see something here. And I've been just gritting my teeth about this one because it bugs me. The shipping and handling on a vest and a mask. Organic vapor full face safety respirator with an activated charcoal air filter for paint, formaldehyde, chemicals, gas. It's the mask is $55. The vest is $16. So that's 71 bucks. It's a little bit under $71. The shipping is $31, and the import fees are $25. 126 bucks. To me, it sounds really expensive when I can get a vest for $25 and a mask for about $20 delivered. So 45 bucks. So like, in my head, I'm like, well, I have the goggles and they do help, yes, because they're very well sealed. I mean, they're swimming goggles, but they don't help. They don't cover your skin, which is the problem. So if somebody sprays pepper spray or tear gas and this stuff goes on your skin, it's gonna burn. But like I look at it like, man, I did it with no mask, so how bad is it gonna be? But then I think to myself, well, maybe I wasn't in the right, maybe it could be worse. So I'm a little indecisive about what I should do because, like, listen, I look at it like this, 80 bucks, it's an $80 difference. 80 bucks is 3 nights in a hotel for me. And I'm trying to stay, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm trying to stay all the way until after the elections. Well, bad, and I mean, you're saying treated. All they did was pour some saline solution in my eyes. You know, they didn't do anything else. I mean, you know, yes, I almost sharded. I needed the wet wipes, but I can deal with that. You know, I can deal with shitting myself. I can't deal with getting my eye knocked out. I don't want that happening. Thank Lori for those wipes. I'll tell you what. You know, in Hong Kong, my buddy there gave me this little pack of wipes. It was about this big and this wide, and they're beautiful because they're folded up a lot more. There's only like 8 in a pack, and it's about this thin. Those things are the best, but you can't find them here. All the ones here are like that big by about that big. So I may have to tell them, hey, can you do me a favor? Get me some of them wipes, or tell me where I can get them. Can I get them in 7-Eleven? Because I think what I'm going to do is when I get there, I'm going to load up the octopus card because I still have it. You put like $150 on your octopus card, and then you don't even have to have any cash. You don't need any cash. You go into 7-Eleven for water, hit your octopus card. You go to get some food at a restaurant, boom, you give them your octopus card. Cottonelle? Yeah, I don't know if anybody sells them here. Which, you know, part of the issue is it's not a matter of not being able to get them. It's a matter of being able to get them before I leave. And you know, does it work out to, if somebody is coming over here before the end of the month, if they're flying over here, let me know. And maybe I can, you know, I never have people bring things over for me. I don't say, you know, hey, yeah, bring me this, bring me that. I really don't, I try not to do that. Because it's a pain in the ass to carry shit. But, you know, there may be 1 or 2 things that I could use if somebody's coming before the end of the month. And I don't think there is anybody, but. Anyway. So the mask and the vest. What else? I think that's it. I'm set to go. But if I stay, I'm actually trying to stay. All right, now I have 3 pair now, so that's enough. I'll bring all my Manscaped underwear with me, and I will bring this bag. This time, you know, I've got my bag here today, my laptop backpack, North Face bag, which is pretty nice. I'm gonna put gear in that, and my laptop, and then all my clothes, and I'm either gonna bring a tripod or a monopod this time, and that's gonna go in my carry-on suitcase. So I think it's 30. I think. You know, I need a few other things too, but you know, they're not really needs. They're things that make, you know, like I need a couple more batteries for my camera, because if I use both of my cameras, or I use, you know, I'm carrying around 2 or 3 cameras, and I'm using up the batteries. Like one time I used every single battery. I have 5 batteries. I used all 5 batteries, and by the time I got into my hotel, the battery went dead. So I could use another battery or 2, and I could use the battery pack thing that you put on. But, you know, that's not gonna, if I don't have it, it's not gonna be a big deal, so I don't really need it. You know what I mean? It's not a real need, it's a want to make things a little easier. It's too bad I don't have what were the little things, that little espresso maker? what was it? The little pink espresso maker that used to leak all the time. Fucking thing. I should have hit him up for another 2 of them instead of 1. Could use one of those. Although, I'll be honest, Starbucks is starting to get on my nerves again. Just because I'm constantly getting emails from them and I turn it off, and then they'll ask me some question, and then the next thing I know, I'm getting emails from them again. I'm like, what the you know. And I don't really like much of their stuff. And to be honest, espresso, I'm starting to lose favor with espresso. I like it once in a while. I've drank too much of it. The other day when I was talking to Carl, he said, I know you like the mainline espresso. And I'm like, I guess if you drink 8 or 10 shots in a day, then maybe that qualifies as mainlining them. But, let me see something here. Whatever happened to Hellfire Missile or Mighty Whitey? Whatever happened to him? Just disappeared. I thought he wanted to go to Chad with me. So much for that. Maybe he's jetting around the world. Who knows? Let me see something here. Gennaro, how you doing? How you doing? It's not. I really don't give a shit about the coffee taste. I mean, unless it's. Listen, I told you guys I splurged a couple of weeks ago and I got some Illy coffee. First time in a year or so. And I drank it and I thought, it's better than Starbucks, but I think I'm just getting tired of. Well, that's good. I think I'm just getting tired of drinking espresso. I like tea, but I'm trying to. I don't want to gain weight. I need to lose weight. So it makes things easier. It makes running around easier. So I don't want to be putting milk and honey inside of my tea, which is what I like to have my tea with. Yeah, I like white coffee. Let me see something here. All right, I'm gonna do a little shout out roll call now because I haven't done this in a while. Hopefully I'll get to everybody. I'll mention everybody's name. I don't want to forget anybody, so it's not intentional. Thank you to Carl, Alvin, Bilal, Beyond Trinity, Gennaro, Bina, Soy Dog Cowboy, Sky Trooper, Dominic, did I say Sky Trooper? Sky Trooper. Louie, Mr. Monash. Where's Mr. Monash? Mr. Monash only shows up for the really important VIP streams. MetTech, Mr. Steve, Mr. Dre, Mr. John, Mr. Tom, Mr. Krister, Sister Christian? No. Jack, Richard, Mr. Mitch, Peter, Henry, Mighty Whitey, Turge. We cannot forget Mr. Zach. Thank you so much, Mr. Zach. Alan. Yeah, what happened to Alan? He hasn't been around for a while. It's been about 2 months. Andrew. The one and only Longhorns. Mr. John, Mr. Bud Dickman. Who makes that cannot be a real name. Bud Dickman. Let's see here. Hellfire Missile. Johnny Siam. Oliver. Nurse Debbie. I was talking about it the other day and I was like, I don't know if Nurse Debbie's really a nurse and if it's really a woman. But looking back, I think maybe she's legit. Too legit to quit. See if there's anybody. I am Indian. Another Mr. John. TK4C. Mr. Michael. Sucklehorn. Richard. I spoke to him the other day. He's back in the U.S. Yeah, I guess that's about it for now. If I missed anybody, sorry. It's not intentional. Anyway. What is the one? Puya. You're looking at hotels? You find anything? I don't particularly like Agoda. I like Booking.com better, but... Oh, you know, I should put this in here. Shit. So, you know, the way that it's been working in Hong Kong, from what I've been told, from what I saw, the way that it's really been working is, I don't like Agoda's policies on, I forget what it was, but there was something where I got a room or something, and they fucked me. And it wasn't like I made, you know, it could have been my fault, or it was they just fucked me. And I didn't like how they went about it. I don't remember what it was, but it's been like a couple of years. And my wife said to me, "What, you don't know that? You don't know that's what they do?" And I was like, "No, I didn't know that." And so I started using Booking.com more often. And I just like them more now. I don't want to fucking deal with Agoda. Because I still remember vaguely that, you know, they fucked me. Let me see here. Where am I at? Have you found any hotels there, Gennaro? Screw Agoda. Orbitz. I never use Orbitz. You know, I got the apps on my phone. Thank you very much, Soy Dog Cowboy. I did call you out, didn't I? I did. Yeah, I did. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, the way that it works in between Soy 7 and 21. Well, that's a pretty good area to stay in. It's the tourist area. It's the Farang Ghetto. Oh, you don't get the dancing thing when you're on my phone because this thing doesn't work. You only get when I'm sitting at home or whatever, you know. Let me think here. What I was saying was, let me just do this real quick. The way that it works in Hong Kong. Wow, that's great, man. You need at least a couple of weeks. All right, there we go. The way that it works in Hong Kong is that during the week, things settle down a little bit. Things settle down. The protesters reorganize, and there are still the occasional impromptu protests, and there are protests maybe on a Thursday or something like that, or a Tuesday. Maybe there'll be one. But generally, it's a little more quiet during the week. The huge mass protests almost always come on the weekends, on Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, you can get some good deals on Airbnb. I actually looked into them in Hong Kong. And there are some good deals. But now I'm like, hey, there you are. What's happening, Carl? But on the weekends is when the mass protests happen. And this past weekend there was a big protest. The guy who was supposed to come back on Monday extended his stay until Thursday. So hopefully he'll be back before I leave, so I can talk to him about a few things. But that's how it usually works. So what that means is, if they have really nothing scheduled, what I'm going to try to do. Yeah, that place is nice. What I'm going to try to do is, and you guys, if you have somewhere you would like me to show, let me know. But what I'm going to try to do is show some of the, yeah, espresso does help. Is I'm going to try to go to some places, and photograph them, but stream from there or shoot video, like Victoria Peak. This fucking guy, look at this. He's fucking digging in his goddamn nose. It's so fucking disgusting. Look at this. Oh my god. I can't even look. Oh, good. We blocked the view. Jesus. Oh, God. Wouldn't that be something? Then I can say I've live streamed just about everything. Next, we got to live stream somebody in the shitter. It won't be me, though. Anyway, the thing is, I want to do some more touristy things, if I can. Maybe a stream on the tram or a video on the tram, or I want to shoot more videos. And early in the morning, generally, got some Bitcoin up there. Oh, God. That's disgusting, man. Got some gold nuggets. Generally in the morning to about noon, there's really nothing going on. And there's also, the ferry, take the ferry. What is it, Star Ferry? So there's a lot to do, and, I think no matter what happens, I think I need to go and get some video footage, but also stream, so that, you guys don't only see protest stuff, because there is more to Hong Kong than that. And the last time I didn't really show anything aside from protests, which, is understandable, but still. And then, sometimes the protests last until 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. People are still out causing problems. So by the time I get back to my room, I edit the photos, I send them in, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't usually want to get up and stream and start streaming at 9 o'clock when I've went to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. But I'm sure I'm going to have some time. There will be some downtime. So that's another little aspect of it. But the plan is to see. The thing is that if I stay for 10 days, I can be back for Nicholas's birthday, which I would like to do. And then if I need to go back for the elections, and I think it's really important, like at this point, I think that Hong Kong is at a turning point, because they're either going to continue and progress, and it's going to get much worse, and maybe some other countries will join in and try to help in some ways, or they're going to just get beat up and thrashed, and I don't see that happening. I don't see their movement being stopped. even if they do get beat up and thrashed and people get killed, I don't see them stopping. So I think it's important to be there, and I'd like to be there over the elections. But there's a lot of other places that, I was thinking about Venezuela, but right now I don't think that's a good place to go. And it's a long way. I don't think the whole trip is a good value. It's not about being dangerous or anything like that, but I think it's just too damn far, and it could run up some serious money that I don't have. So, but Lebanon, and there are a few other places that I'm considering. I actually really like Hong Kong, and I wish it wasn't in the same predicament that it is in, but it is. So there's nothing I can do about it, But I like the city. Well, I mean, I speak some Spanish. I would be okay. After a couple of days, I'd be able to communicate fairly well. It's been a while, but it'll jog my memory. That's what happens. I'll be able to speak, enough Spanish to get me by. I'll figure out some places to go, Andy. That's good to know. But yeah, I'm sure I'll have. I have a list already that Chris gave me, and Chris has been to Hong Kong many, many, many times. Spent a lot of time there, and I have an idea myself now after being there. So yeah, there's a lot to do there and a lot to see, and I'll be busy. For sure. I'll be running around. I'll either be sleeping, editing, streaming, shooting video, shooting photos. Yeah, those are the 5 things I'll be doing. Or walking from one place to another, or taking the subway or something like that. So, should be exciting. But Lebanon is another hot spot now. Let me see something here. What happened to my live? Here we go. You want to see what's going on in the world? LiveViewMap.com. U as just the letter U. Wow, an hour ago, 6 officers equipped with anti-riot gear, this is in Hong Kong, one of which was with a police dog, had been stationed at Pik Yuk prison in Clearwater Bay. Chan Tong Kai, who is wanted for murder by Taiwan, is expected to be released at 9 a.m. Be transported to a safe house. So he's one of the reasons why things kicked off, because he's wanted for the murder of his girlfriend. And now it's starting to be a little contentious issue between Taiwan and Hong Kong. Yeah, it's pretty tame right now, but let me see Lebanon. Wow. So the Ministry of Education in Lebanon announced the suspension of school until further notice. Lori, is it guest friendly? What guest friendly? The condo? I think her condo is guest friendly. Why wouldn't it be? Yeah, well, it's not like the owners are standing there watching what's going on most of the time. You can have a friend up. I don't know what the demands are. I think the issues are mainly it's taxes, and then what set them off was the possibility of charging a fee like every time you use WhatsApp. And that's like saying in Thailand everybody has to start paying 200 baht a month to use line. And the people are like, hey, what the fuck? And it's not line charging the money, it's the government. So, you know, yeah, lots of protests going on. Yeah, it's getting really hairy there. Let me tell you something. If that's a place to go for me. If the hotel room is booked for two, aren't guests allowed? Guests are allowed. Don't listen to them, Gennaro. If they say anything, you just say, you know, listen, this is my chick. She's coming up for a few hours. Fuck off. But nobody's going to say anything. You know, Lori had me up. I was up there in her place, and so was Soy Dog Cowboy. And I've been to Jono's, and they let me come in there too. You know. Now, at Jono's place, they actually have a huge sign that says, this place is for residents only. This is not an Airbnb. And if we find out, we're going to, you know, the what do you call it? The landlord is going to have some problems. Yeah, some hotels. Huh? It's okay. Oh, God. No. I don't even want to get specific about that. But, you know, I'm married to a woman for a reason. I don't have a gig. Gennaro, you can go to a hotel and you scheduled to have two people put in, and if they say anything, you just say, I've got two people coming in. The problem is that in some places when you start running in different chicks all the time, they get pissed off. Yeah, well, you know, you got to be special. Oh. Leave it to Longhorns. I mean, you know, now you're starting to sound like I don't want to say millennial, but you know, it's like, okay, so now what? What has to be done to prove it? To prove that I'm hetero? You know, that's kind of like the direction that this conversation is turning. You have to see a video of me engaging with a woman, or I mean, what's the yeah, I gotta shave here today. I gotta shave here. Ooh. Got a little no. Ugh, dude. Disgusting. She's in a fog. She's daydreaming. Oh, Travolta. Oh, God. I don't know. You know, see, I don't really care. I don't care what Travolta is. You know, it's like if he really wants to take it in the yin yang, or he wants to give it, that's up to him. You know, if he wants to, whatever he wants to do, that's up to him. Yeah, exactly. Don't bother me at all. Now, if he's like, you know, like if I'm like sharing a suite and we've got separate rooms and I catch him crawling in bed with me trying to slip it in me, that's a different story. Maybe I need to go over and have a little chat with the girls. Say hello. Tell them that all my loyal viewers and those who are out there lurking somewhere who maybe aren't so loyal, that they wanted to say hello. Sounds like if Travolta hit on you, Gennaro, you might think about it. Well, aren't they both Italians? I mean, maybe that's an Italian thing. They just want to have a little fun or something. I don't know. Maybe Gennaro is excited about Travolta's wealth and fame. He could travel around the world and be Travolta's concubine. Oh, that's too funny. All right, Gennaro, which one is that you like, Gennaro? You like mild, right? John Revolting. Oh, well, now there's a girl over here. I can't, lady over here, whatever. I can't go over there. I can't, yak, yak, yak. Well, there's a older woman over there. She might look at me like, eh. I'm like, but it's always for the stream. It's just for entertainment. It's because, those who are watching, if you learn anything about YouTube, and I hate to say it this way, tits and ass, tits and ass, tits and ass. YouTube, TV, movies, tits and ass, tits and ass, tits and ass. That's what it's all about. Now, you're not going to see any right here. You might see a little booty and some pants. But you're not going to be seeing any of that, but you get the hint of it because it's females. And so considering that my viewership is about 99% male, I think that most people are okay with it. They understand it. What is her? I'll have to say something to Smile because she wants to learn English. So what is the one word you want me to teach her today? And don't make it vulgar. No vulgarity. Here we go. What's the word? You better hurry up. Shit. What's your English word today?
What?
Today, what English? You're okay.
I'm very well.
You're very well. What is this word? Tortfeasor? Oh, come on. Give me a word that is a good word. You're very well. Hot, cold. Hot.
Hot.
Lawn.
ร้อน
Cold.
Cold เย็น
Up.
Good
Down. No, ไม่ใช่ good. คืน
ขึ้น
Up.
up down ลม
All right. What else? So nobody gives me a word. Okay. That's your English lesson for the day. Doesn't that sport have the? Nobody's given me a word. I have to tell her that. All right. What is this? อันนี้อะไรอะ bag
bag
แต่อันนี้เป็น bag อะไรอะเป็นผ้าเป็น
กระดาษ
paper
paper thank you
You're welcome. Yeah, you guys should thank me for that because I really didn't feel like going over there. Nobody even gave me one word to tell her. I can't believe you guys. I got to think of this shit on my own. Now she's teaching mild. Helpful. Oh, that's good. But she immediately went over and told mild. come on, like she's gonna know that word. Shit, I barely know that word. If I don't know it, how the hell is she gonna know it? That's not a word she needs to learn right away. You gotta walk before you can run. Anyway, that was a barrel of monkeys. Oh, there's some clouds in the sky now. Oh, that's a good idea. Now that I would have done. Oh, God. How I would have explained it to her, though, I don't know. I can only imagine saying it to Mild because she is quite a bit more reserved. And if she's like, Manscaped, your balls will thank you. Pawarai. Just like, so what is that? What's the meaning of that? It means that my big hairy nuts will thank you. I don't think that would go over very well. I still like the shirt. I don't care though. Somehow I don't think that's what they're thinking about. I don't know. I don't even know if they have boyfriends. The other one, I don't think she does. No, General, that's not going to happen. You know, I see this guy, he's walking right now, and it says, he's with a black mask and a black shirt, and it says, "We are Jack Russell staff." Jack Russell, I think is the guy who used to play in Great White, the band Great White. But he follows me on Twitter. I don't know if it's the same guy or a guy here because they have a brand of pants here now called Jack Russell, which apparently are getting more and more popular. So that's pretty interesting. Little tidbit of information for you. Let's see what's going on in Syria. Well, Trump said good news seems to be happening with respect to Turkey, Syria, and the Middle East. If they buy it, it says something about their husbands. No, not the terriers. It is a type of dog, but it is also a type of jeans, a brand of jeans. It's also the name of somebody who used to be the singer for Great White, the band, very famous. You know, what is it? Rock Me. That's the name of the song. Save all your love. What was that one? Once bitten, twice shy. Yeah. They were in the 80s. Yeah, I don't think that should. You know, the more I look at that, the more I think to myself, that's a good place for me to go if I want to die. No. Great. I don't think that the guy who follows me is that Jack Russell. Now he's alive, man. He's alive. But I could be wrong, you know, it could be him. It just says the station nightclub fired Jack Russell's Great White performance in West Warwick, Rhode Island, where a fire broke out and 100 people died. Yeah, that's it. So he's still alive. He's 2 years older than me. Actually, he's about 2 years older than me. Doesn't have all his hits and shit. Oh, wait a minute, because I'm not looking at Great White. Where? How come they don't have Great White showing here? Here they are. Here we go. Great White was formed in 1977. Yeah, once bitten, twice shy. So who's the singer? Is he the singer? He was a singer. Yeah, he was the lead vocalist. Anyway, wow, that was 84 to 87, so I was a young man back then. It was many moons ago. Anyway, this is a nothing stream today. It's probably going to be a nothing stream all the way until when I leave. And let's see. Let's take a look here. Show me the fucking clock. Oh, date and time. All right, 1-2. 2 is the 2nd of November. Is a Saturday. So probably that'll be the first day that I stream. Maybe I should set something up already, you know. That's the first day I'll stream in Hong Kong. Although I may stream on the evening, Friday evening, I don't know. It might be more beneficial for everybody here for me to stream in the morning if I can, but nothing's going on as far as the protests in the morning. And I also have to see about getting a Hong Kong SIM card. They have this SIM card that they give you 24 gigabytes of, what do you call it? 4G. And 24 gigabytes is about 24 hours. 24 hours of streaming. It's about a gigabyte an hour. A little bit less most of the time. But you can't refill that one. But that doesn't really matter. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So, if anybody wants me to, you know, anybody wants me to go somewhere in particular, you know, leave a comment, send a message, whatever. But basically, I'm all set. You know, as far as getting there, where I'm going to stay and everything. So I'm looking forward to it. Can't say I'm looking forward to going to Lebanon if I go there. The octopus card is awesome. Oh, I don't have it with me. I actually have it in the little pouch. Oh, wait, maybe I do have it with me. Let me think here. Yeah, I think I do. Let's see. Ha! I actually do, because I need to go to AIS and find out if they're full of shit, because they told me I can't use my, no, I've never been there. Never been there, Carl. Carl thinks I'm completely crazy. This is the octopus card. Okay. Let me see if I can give you the full lowdown on the octopus card. All right. Well, this place is really thinned out. There's nobody in here now. Okay. 12 places you can use an octopus card. Use of octopus. All right. I don't want to know that down. Let's see here. Damn it. You can use it on the subway, the MTR. You can use it in vending machines. You can use it at 7-Eleven and Circle K. You can use it on trams, on the tram, on the ferries, on buses, at Starbucks. at fast food outlets like McDonald's, KFC, and other chain restaurants. You can use it at little restaurants because I did do that. Little, kind of like a shop house. You know, some little shop house, they'll take all the different methods of payment, which is like usually Alipay, WeChat Pay, Union Pay, MasterCard, Visa, and then they take the Octopus card. Well, so for me, it's much easier just to carry around the one card. You can also use them in taxis, the newer taxis, not always with the older ones. Now, I'm definitely not an adrenaline junkie. I mean, I do like the adrenaline rush of certain things I've done. I wouldn't call myself a junkie, though, or, you know, seeking out all this adrenaline. It's nice that it happens, but, like, let me tell you something. There's no guarantee that I'll go to Hong Kong and when I go there's going to be all kinds of things that are going to fuel my adrenaline. You can never tell. Bakeries, car parks, and supermarkets. So that's a lot. Okay? They're starting to do that with the rabbit card here a little bit more, but still, no. How to use it. MTR, convenient, and restaurants. Yeah, you see, restaurants. Mark and Spencer's, Oliver's. There's a deli, there's Oliver's. Restaurants and bakers. On the Peak Tram, which I want to go there this time. I want to use it this time. On the Ding Ding Trams, which are the trams that basically go on the street. The Star Ferry. Yep, buses I already said. Yeah. So you can use it on pretty much anything. So just imagine you just carry this one card. You know, you put like $200 on it, $150 on it, and I think for me, $200 will last for 10 days on this card. Get me back and forth to the airport, get me around on the subway, feed me. Yeah. So we'll see. The internet is what a big cost is, though. Also, internet is it adds up. It's like, I think it's like $5, $7 a day. That's what it'll end up costing, something like that, depending on how much I stream. You know, Soy Dog Cowboy, that Michael Yohn will stream for 5 hours, 6 hours, but I think he's got something like 600,000 subscribers on his Facebook. Now, something that I'm thinking about doing, like in the next day or two, is having some shirts made up, having to do with Hong Kong. Yeah, he does. I mean, sometimes he just does 45 minutes. Sometimes he does for hours and hours. Yeah, just kind of like me a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll talk to you about him when you get here. He was very, he was very friendly, very nice guy with me. I don't know about with anybody else, you know, but he was nice to me. He was cool. And I don't know if he's still there because he said he's going to come back, go back home or whatever. I don't know what he's doing, but he's been there for a long time. He's been there for like months. So, you know. But yeah, if I can get some shirts done, I get a couple shirts done, I'd like to. And then if anybody wants to wear them to an NBA basketball game, go for it. I'm sure that would go over real well. Flipboard. Remember Flipboard? Never use them anymore. Yeah, see, why is it that they'll kick you out? Why will they kick you out? When you think about that, that's bullshit. They're going to kick you out because you're wearing a shirt. So now what happens if you're wearing a I Love Hillary Clinton shirt? And you're in an area full of Trump people? They're going to kick you out. What happens if you're wearing a Trump shirt and you're in an area that loves Hillary Clinton? They're going to kick you out? What's the reason for it? Because they're a company, and so they don't have to afford you the freedom of speech because it's their venue, so they can determine who comes in and who doesn't. And I think that's going to be at some point, and it's already starting to, but I think at some point it's going to become very serious. I think it's going to affect companies quite a bit to where there are going to be huge lawsuits, Supreme Court cases, because if you have the right, so what? What the fuck does that matter to me? I want to wear my shirt. If I want to have one big tit in the middle of my shirt, I should be able to do that. Now, if it's vulgar or considered vulgar, that's different. But if I want to have, just a shirt that says "I hate basketball," I hate the NBA, I can't wear it. I can wear it anywhere I want, pretty much in the United States. But once I get into a venue, I can't wear it. I do understand, but I don't. It's just going to say something, stand with Hong Kong, fight for freedom or something like that. Now, if it's fight for freedom, that's one thing. If it's something about where it says, something like Hong Kong, then what the fuck? Who are they to determine what shirt I wear? If my dick's not hanging out, I should be able to wear whatever kind of shorts or pants that I want to wear. So, what if I have something in Thai that says something about, I love Hong Kong, I hate China? Can't wear it? I just think that it's crossing the line. And for the NBA to do that, I'll never watch a fucking NBA game again in my life. Mark my words. I will not watch another NBA game. They're a bunch of fucking sellouts. I think that Nike's shoes look better than most shoes. I like the shoes I got. And I think these look pretty good. But on the whole, if you look at Adidas versus Nike, the shoes may be the same quality. They may be well made, blah, blah, blah. But I think Nikes are more stylish. I ain't buying another fucking Nike anything. When my Nike socks are done here, they're going in the trash. Once I wear them out, they're going in the trash. I ain't never buying them again. I'll never buy another Nike product again. I wish I could say the same thing about an iPhone. And I'd like to be able to do that, but I'm a little bit entrenched at this point. I won't even buy a Nike knockoff. I don't like buying knockoffs now. I never really did like buying knockoffs. Because every freaking knockoff that you ever see, the vast majority of them, with the exception of some football jerseys many years ago, or soccer jerseys, they were pieces of shit. You want to get a fucking Rolex, you can tell it, and it looks like a Rolex. Well, all you have to do is pick it up and oh, this ain't a Rolex. This is a copy. You want to wear a shirt, what are you going to buy? What are you going to, a Nike shirt might cost you $35. The copy might cost you $7. I don't know if Converse is made in America. I haven't had a chance to check up on all these companies. The thing is I'm not going to throw my shit away. I'm not in a position financially where I can just throw my Macintosh away because I don't want to support, you know, Apple. But one day the thing's going to take a big dump and it's going to go into the computer, into the laptop sky up above. And that's the end of it. Then I'll figure something else out. I won't buy another one of them. I can't say the same about the phone because I cannot stand Androids. I fucking hate them. And I know some people love them. Just not me. But with the NBA, the way that they're acting, I don't care if somebody could give me free tickets courtside, I wouldn't go. I'd be like, fuck that, I ain't going. Why? So I can kiss the Chinese asses? You know, it's not like I'm making millions of dollars like LeBron James. You know what I mean? Like, so what am I gonna gain by kissing their ass? What am I gonna? The thing is that I can remain with is a little bit of integrity, which LeBron James has just shown what a dumb shit he is. He's a fucking idiot, but he can play basketball. You know. I just laugh. I just think of that South Park cartoon. And I saw something the other day. I think it wasn't in that episode, but they're talking about, you know, what is it? The little towel that they call Ted Ridge or whatever it was for South Park. And the father is asking the little towel, please come back, please come back. And the towel's like, will you do this? Will you do that? Yes, yes. And then he says, will you stop kissing the Chinese and the asses of millions of Chinese? And the father just stopped. And then the towel said, I'm out of here. I gotta go. And then finally he goes, I need you. And the guy goes, well, you know, you got to stop kissing their asses. I can't handle it. And then finally the father said, all right, I won't kiss the Chinese asses anymore. I won't do business with them anymore. And that's where we're at now. I mean, think about it. You can't wear a fucking shirt in a basketball game in America because it offends the fucking Chinese government. Well, that episode's a pretty good one. They managed to hit it dead on. Hello. You know, when I was a kid, I used to watch everything. When the Lakers had Jabbar and Magic Johnson and James Worthy and those guys, yeah, I used to watch. But I used to watch, you know, when they had Pistol Pete Maravich and when, you know, Jabbar was Lou Alcindor and there was Will Chamberlain. And I used to watch all those games. But now, listen, it's a game. It makes no fucking difference to my life. And, you know, the more that you see it and the more that you grow older and the more money that becomes involved, the more spoiled these fucking stars are. You know, all you hear is, you know, some guy punched this chick in the fucking elevator and knocked her out or whatever. Or this guy's, you know, got caught with a bunch of cocaine and this guy. And it's like, wait a minute, you would think that, I understand that some of them are just fucking dummies who are great athletes. Maybe they've got a free ride their whole life. But you would think that if you're making like $40 million, you wouldn't think to yourself, hey, you know what? I'm like a premier athlete in the public eye. I need to go out and score a big bag of cocaine and do all these things. What to me, the athlete who really stands out is an athlete who stays clean, who doesn't get involved in all the politics. He's I mean, I lost all respect for Robert De Niro. He's a great actor. In the beginning of his career, he was a great actor, but then he comes out and starts talking shit, and all he does is talk shit. Barbra Streisand, I fucking hate that bitch. And I never really liked her music, but I understand how people think, oh wow, she's the greatest. And she represents an era and a style that really is gone. But I lost respect because these guys, they couldn't keep their fucking mouths shut. They were at the top and they can't keep their mouths shut. And now, I guess, they have the right to say whatever they want too. But then they have the right to alienate people, You're always going to have haters. But like, some of the shit that some of these people have said is just fucking unbelievably stupid. Might have to walk down to Bunkerby Market, which I don't want to do. Anyway, no defense anymore. 3-pointers are taking over so much now, not appealing to me anymore. I'm what? Too old? I think that's what it is. Too old, yeah. Anyway, who needs the NBA when you have my channel? That's a joke. But, who needs the NBA when you've got YouTube and Netflix and streaming pirated movies on the internet? But it really does piss me off that they're catering to the Chinese. And I have to say that many years ago when I was involved in boxing here, there was a fight in Cambodia. And it was between a fighter with a 0-1 record and a 0-0 record. And they were fighting for a regional title. And I bitched and moaned. It pissed me off. I bitched and moaned and wrote about it and called it a fucking farce and a joke. And they were like, we're trying to open up this market here. And I was like, yeah, but wait a minute. The fact that you're trying to open up the market here, I understand that. But basically what you're doing is taking away opportunities for deserving fighters because they are not of a certain nationality that you want to get into, which was at the time Cambodia, but they also did it with China. What validity is a title? What title is worth a shit when you have a guy who's never fought professionally against a guy who's lost a fight? That shows you how far companies will go, I don't understand you, Hugo. Haven't got a fucking clue what you're talking about. Anyway, I think we're about done here. I'm still waiting for Hugo, but I think we've, you know, I've said it before. Once I came back from Hong Kong, and even from Bangladesh, Bangkok is not quite the same. It seems much more tame, even more boring. So I'm looking to do a few things, and the Koh Chang thing, yeah, that's a done deal. But I have to be in town. I have to be in town, and it'll be next month. I'm just not sure when. We have to confirm the dates and everything, but it is going to happen. So I will go there, and it's a nice place, and you know, we'll see how nice. So, Hugo, you're going to answer me? You got like 20 seconds to answer me. Because, you know, when I start seeing stupid comments from people who I really don't know, it makes me go, you're out of here. So you're the troll for the day. And with that, I shall bid you all adieu. I'll also say, until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. For now. Soon to be in Hong Kong. Who knows where I'll be after that. You check the description. I'm going to put some manscaping info in there. Of course, the Patreon info and all this other stuff. Well, next month is Hong Kong. And then also Koh Chang. And then we'll see about somewhere like Lebanon or somewhere else like that. We'll see. And, you know, it's always about funding. So that's very important. You know, one step at a time, things are looking a little better. And I appreciate that. And, you know, the thing is, you know, especially the core group of guys, you guys are the ones who have made it possible. So I appreciate that. Yeah, so that's all I got. So until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok di leo jerk and my. That's, you know, good luck. See you later. Yada, yada, yada. And hopefully I'll have something worthwhile to talk about the next stream. So until then, I'll see you guys later. All right? Adios.